I'm too smart to be broke. I'm too smart to be broke. I'm too smart to be broke. Where's the money?
All right, greetings everyone. Thank you for coming to the channel today. I'm actually going to be talking about how the digital board works, the Sou-Sou board, the Your Turn of Seed board. Okay. Hopefully I can make this video quick and to the point. A lot of people were asking me, how did the board splits, or why aren't I following the people that on the board and things of that nature. So I want to actually make this clear so everybody can see how the board actually works. And I start figuring this out sometime, I believe last week, and it made it a little more clear for me. So I'm going to share this information with you all. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay. I'm not going to be showing up how to get started with this platform. I'll put a link up above just in case you missed that video. And as far as the group of people I was building with, I'm not doing that at this time, but I will put a link down below if you are interested to actually sign up for this platform. Okay. All right. It'll be a link to somebody in the community. Okay. All right. So one thing I want to make sure everybody is aware of is that these are the 4 levels. So everybody, when you're coming in on the board, you're always going to come in at that freshman level. All right. So there's going to be freshman. There's going to be the first 8 at the bottom. There's going to be sophomore, the next 4, and then the next 2 are junior, the next is senior. And some may refer to the freshmen as fire, some refer to the sophomores as airs, some refer to the juniors as earths, and some refer to the seniors as water. Okay, it works very similarly, but for the purposes of this video, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. Okay, all right. So one thing you must note is your inviter must be on a board, okay? Or wherever your inviter can be in a senior position, a junior position, sophomore position, freshman position, but your inviter must be on a board to get on a board. Now, if you can't get on that board, is one reason your inviter may not be on a board, or the board may have somebody pending, maybe in there, red, meaning their gift has not been confirmed, and they've been filling a spot, so the board, you can't get on at that time. So those will be the main 2 reasons that you couldn't get on. Okay. With that being said, your inviter must be on the board, and depending on where they are on the board is going to have a direct correlation to where you come in on that board. All right. But another thing I want to note before we start talking about that, or as we're talking about that, is when you're actually looking at this board, okay, to have a good distinction, if your inviter is on the left side, you're going to be coming on the left side of that board. If your inviter is on the right side, you'll be coming on the right side of that board. Now, if your inviter is in the senior position, you can come in at anywhere 1 through 8. All right. But always remember, you're coming in at the freshman level. All right. And I drew this split here just so you can see what it looks like, because in all actuality, when the board split, if this red line, from the junior position down to the freshman position, will create another board for the left, and on the right side, it'll create another board as well. All right. So as I was saying, if you're in a senior position, that means that you have the ability to invite 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 in the freshman level. Okay. Pretty straightforward. I was saying before, if Chaba is your inviter on this particular board, then you can actually, come on the board 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it usually goes in order. All right. All right. Something else I want everybody to note, again, if my inviter is right here in the junior position and I got on the board over here. So on the junior position on the left side, you can invite freshmen 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you're in the junior position on the right side, you can invite people, and they'll actually pop up in 5, 6, 7, and 8. So what I mean by invite, I actually mean by that you invited them to the platform under your link, and by the time they get on the board, you're already in these positions, and these positions are available, and these are where they would be slotted. Like I said, normally it goes in order. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this side will go 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, and how these boards work as well is, if the right side fills up, then that side will go on to split. If the left side fills up, that will go on to split. So the left side is not worried about the right side. The right side is not worried about the left side. The only person that's worried about all 8 of these would be the person in the senior position, because they want to get gifted out completely. Okay. And I may have didn't break that down very well because I'm just talking about the splits. All the freshmen coming in are gifting the person in the senior position. But if you've seen the other videos, then you're aware of that. Okay, let's continue. All right, so let's move on down to the sophomore position. So you can see here the people in the sophomore position have the ability to invite people in the freshman position here, okay, when they're coming on the board, you know, so 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the left side, and 5, 6, 7, and 8. It's pretty straightforward. So I just want y'all to be clear about when you're inviting people, you know, let's go just back. When you're inviting people, the senior can bring in people on all 8 of the freshmen. The juniors can invite just the 4 on their side. The sophomores can invite the 4 on their side as well. And then, the freshmen and invite people, and they will come on that freshman board. But I'm going to show you why you may not want to do that. Just depending on how you and your team are going to work it out. Now, if you're going to be coming on here and you're going to be beasting it out and inviting a bunch of people, then it's not going to be a big deal about where you land. But for some of y'all who want to stick with your community, the people that bring you on, let's show you how to do that. Okay, so let's talk about how the board splits. Now, remember, in these last few, I was talking about how to get invited on the board, not how the board splits. So I want you all to be very clear on that. Go back and look at what I just said to get it, how to get invited on the board. This is going to be about who follows who after you get on that board. Okay. So keep in mind when you are inviting people, the slots tend to fill up in order 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, depending on where the inviter comes at. But as far as who you follow after you land on that board, let's be clear. Okay, you can see me right here in this freshman position. All right, and I landed on 1 and 2. Okay, I landed on a 1 on the freshman, and that means I'm going to be following Mecca 357. Okay, Mecca 357 is going to be following Team Muchali, and Team Muchali, you know, is following Chaba until they reach that senior position. So what happens a lot of times when, say, you invite somebody and you're in the sophomore position, okay, and by the time somebody comes in under your actual board, they're in position 3 or 4. Now, what happens since they're in position 3 or 4, okay, they're going to end up following Danny Love and, you know, on their board rather than following you. Okay, so if you actually are going to get on a board, which I'll show you later, and you're on this position right here, 1, all right, and it's available, then you want to try to get your people through that door so they can get that position so they can follow you. And the same is going to follow for any of these other positions. But just look at this model and you can see who follows who. And we're going to show, you know, how the board splits moving forward. So, all right. Now, if you can look, let me backtrack. This is the same. It is the same board. All I've done is remove the person that's in the senior position. Okay, I don't want to confuse anybody, but you know, like I said before, draw a line right through 4 and 5, and those create 2 separate boards. So when these boards are filled, this essentially is creating a whole nother board on the left and a whole nother board on the right. So if you can see, right, let's go back to this last one. You can see where we're at right now. All right. But now when I remove that senior right that was at the top right here, you can see that this left side is already in order for another board. So that means Team Muchala will be the senior, Mecca 357 will be the junior, Danny Love will be a junior on the right side. All these sophomores will be up under them, and then there'll be 8 people ready to get on. Now, keep in mind, I'm only following this left side because that's the side that I am on. So that's the only side that I can track. Now, however, this right side, they're going to be doing the same thing as well. Okay. So now the board has split. So let's go back one more time. So you can see Team Muchali at the top. Team Muchali's at the top. You can see Mecca 357 and Danny Love on the junior positions. Mecca 357 and Danny Love are in the junior position. Too Smart to Be Broke, Hot KC2, Patricia Hubbard, One Divine Wealth, all sophomores now. So that means everybody has graduated, and now we need 8 people to come up under us. So remember, now Team Muchali, if people coming for that account, 8 people will, can fill up those spots. But when it comes to us on the left, we're in control of the people on the left. The people on the right are controlling the people on the right. Okay, it's the same thing every time. All right, same thing, same graphics every time. So you can see who's going to follow who depending on where they're on the board. Now remember, all right, like I said, if you're coming in if people are coming in on the board and they end up, you're inviting people in the sophomore position, say you're in sophomore position number 1, and then freshman position 3 and 4, they coming over here, well, now they're not following you. Okay, so you can see how the people that I was with on that sophomore position are now on the right side of the board, which means when this board splits, I won't see them anymore. They'll be on their own board. Okay, so let's follow to the next one. All right, So you can see now, all right, that everybody graduates again. And keep in mind, I just happen to be on the left side of this board. So when I go to the next board, that's going to be the one that shows. I'm showing the left side. So these freshmen will be sophomores. These sophomores, including me, will be junior. And this junior, Mega 357, will be the person at the top of this board. And that's exactly what we see here. Okay. And now at that time, once again, we're waiting to fill up these 8 positions so that Mega 357 can get completely gifted and retire that board. And now it will be me that will be in that senior position, and you know, everybody keeps moving up. So everything is exactly the same about how it splits. I just want to show y'all how people actually follow people. So, you know, when you're inviting somebody, why they might split off from you. And the way that I see to keep them with you as long as possible is when you're in that sophomore position is to actually have them come under you, right under you in that sophomore position. So if you're a sophomore 1, you want 1 and 2. If you're a sophomore 2, you want 3 and 4. If you're a sophomore 3, you want 5 and 6. You're a sophomore 4, you want 7 and 8. And that's how people are going to stay with you as long as possible. Okay. All right. So if we go to this next one, right, that shows me right here being in the senior position, and I have me and Njozi 007 under me in the junior position. So that means, okay, if we all go all the way back here, when I got into the sophomore position, these two, Mimi 03 and Njozi 007, came directly under me. Now, I'm not sure, they may have not be people I invited, but when they landed on that board, they're following me. All right, make sure everybody's tracking. All right, so they followed me all the way to that point. So they've been with me for 3 levels. So meaning, you know, we've all been helping each other move to that position. But when that board splits, you know, I'll be retired, and ultimately whoever's on that board will be in control of how the board moves. So I hope this helps somebody. Just remember, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. And depending on where you at, is how people are actually going to follow you on that board. So if you don't want to split off from people, then do your best to, whenever you do get into that sophomore position, try to get people right up under you. All right. And when you're in that junior position, you know, the people that's sophomore to you are going to be following you into that next board. So that's pretty much how the board splits. You know, I can backtrack and just let you get a look at that to see. This is who follows who. Okay, what do these arrows correlate? Who follows who? All right. And then as far as getting in, this is who you're able to invite. Okay, so the seniors can bring all 8 freshmen in. The juniors, you know, if you're on the left side, you can bring on the left side. Right side, you can bring on the right side. That's pretty much, you know, the breakdown of it. But you can see, and they fill slots in order. Okay. But the goal, if you want people to follow you, is when you get in that sophomore position, try to get them right under you, and then 2 slots under you. And that's how they will stick with you, at least until you get into that water position and retire. So that's pretty much how the board operates. Let me know if that makes sense for you all. And if not, you know, maybe I'll make another video better explaining it. So you can share, like, subscribe. And there's a link in the bottom of the video if you want to actually get on this platform, you know, of being able to give 25 and receive 200 if everything goes smoothly. All right. Peace.